Hey there guys, we're going to be doing another review today, another one of the beer mail selections I was given from fellow beer reviewer, the Albino Rhino. This one here is Old Vienna, and he says it's in some circles known as Old Vagina, and this was basically the first beer he ever had, he said, when he was 8 years old, so that's kind of cool just to see what they were drinking in Ontario for their first beers. Old Vienna used to be brewed by O'Keeffe, and O'Keeffe was bought by Carling, and Carling was bought out by Molson. And I guess it's still got the original old O'Keeffe Night on the bottle, he says. It's kind of interesting, you look at all these budget brands that Molson put out, and Labatt too, and basically you get a little bit of a history of like the brewing in you know, the 20th century Canada, because basically it was Labatt and Molson who bought out just about everybody else to the point where they're the big two here in Canada, right? So, and of course they both got bought out later on. Kind of funny. So we're gonna go right into this. It's 5% alcohol by volume. It says a premium quality beer, so you know you're expecting macro lager here, and we'll pour it and we'll get back to it and see how it goes. Okay, we're back with Old Vienna. Now I'm not exactly expecting a Vienna style lager here. Maybe it was at one point, I don't know, but so just looking at it, very pale golden straw color. Little bubbles going up there. Not much of a head, just sort of a little thin white head, kind of soapy. And I'll go right to the aroma test, I guess. The nose is very light and grainy. Nothing offensive at all. No real bad, like, off-putting adjunct smells or anything. It's just, you know, sort of a grainy kind of corn lager sort of smell. Just take another sniff here to see if I didn't miss anything. No, that's about it. A little bit grainy, a little bit of sweetness. You know, inoffensive. You could do a lot worse for your first beer, I gotta say. So we'll go right to the taste now. There's just initial little bit of sweetness up front. Get more of that grainy sweetness. And it sort of sits at the back of the roof of the mouth too. But for the most part, this is dominated by a real sort of sour breadiness. Very dry. Very, very dry beer. Carbonation spikes through too a bit. Gives it more weight to it. Feels like this is a beer that's going to cause me to burp a bit. Yeah, you know what? It tastes like beer. What do you want to say? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Again, another Molson budget beer that I actually like better than Molson itself. I think that sort of says something about the quality of actual Molson products, as opposed to the stuff they bought up. Seems like maybe they don't dip their fingers quite as much in the properties they bought up as they do their own stuff. And of course this is a regional budget beer, so they're looking to sell to a traditional market too, right? People who grew up drinking this, and their fathers who drank this, you know. sort of sort of the, you know, the typical family lineage kind of drinking thing, traditional. Yeah, your father drank this, so you should drink this too. I mean, you know, that is part of the market. A lot of people only drink certain beers because, you know, their parents did or all their friends did, and, you know, it's a community kind of thing. I can build up quite a nice little head there. Regenerate it from swirling. Very soapy though. Give it some more taste here and get my final thoughts on it. Yeah, you know, I like that. That lingering, dry, kind of almost stale bready kind of taste. It's decent. It's not bad. Like I said, I like it better than regular Molson. It's not profoundly different than regular Molson or any other you know, run-of-the-mill macro lager, but as far as run-of-the-mill macro lagers go, this is actually a pretty decent one. I wouldn't I wouldn't give it the moniker Old Vagina. That seems to denote that this is like some sort of like terrible swill beer that only pathetic drunks and, as Albino Rhino said, dirty old men would buy. And I kind of disagree with that. I've had a lot worse. There's definitely a lot worse beers out there that would definitely deserve that moniker, but Old Vienna isn't bad. I mean, it's a macro lager, it's nothing special. I can't, in good conscience, give it anything over a 2.5 out of 5. You know, it's your right in the middle of the road macro lager beer, better than the shitty stuff. Not as good as the, you know, the really good lagers. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5 for Old Vienna. Not a bad beer. Not a bad beer at all. Honestly, if it was sold here in Nova Scotia, I would probably buy a 12-pack of it. It's one of those ones I'd buy for a party, like Oland or Schooner or something along those lines. I'd buy it for a party. Totally inoffensive, easy to drink, gets the job done. Old Vienna, 2.5 out of 5. See you guys next time.